to sort of live troubleshoot this stuff while you're trying to do a show. There's nothing worse. It's it's one thing when you have time to sort of figure it out. It's another thing when you're trying to do it while sort of running the show. So yeah, it's
Yeah. All
different
right.
level of pressure.
Looks like we got it now. Let's confirm. Wow, I had a space. I literally had one space here at the end of this, and it wouldn't start. Just
there you go.
unbelievable.
That's
Computers, man. It's never the system, it's the
syntax
user.
matters.
It
Syntax matters.
does.
All right. So, hello, everybody out there on the YouTube channels. Looks like you should be able to see us now. So, hello. You didn't miss much. I was telling you about my swimming this morning. Told you about the import price index, which basically came out at Target, and the market doesn't care. And then the consumer sentiment at 10. That's really what you need to know. Consumer sentiment 10. Be aware of that. Put that in the back of your brain or set an alarm, because the market might move. It might not. I have no idea this week what's going to happen. So,
yeah. All right, friends.
All right.
Let's take a look here. Look at our gappers list this morning. See what we got going on there. So at the moment, let's move this down just a tad. There it is. At the moment, a couple of things in the green. A lot of names that I'm not too familiar with. The GL, NRXP, all these other ones. This one we know, Harmony, I believe.
Yeah, there's a bunch of weird stuff on there that we're probably going to reject, including some gold miners back on the list here. So we'll look at them. Yeah, your list is looking a little messy on the right there, but
let's move that over there.
That's all right.
Terminal.
But yeah, so a couple of things. The ones actually, some of the ones I want to talk about aren't on the list with earnings, other than JP Morgan. But we'll talk about that when we get to the gap down list in a moment.
Yeah. All right, we'll figure out why this list is not looking too happy here. But at the moment, let's go ahead and look at the gap up this morning. The first one on here is GL, and we'll fix that gappers list so it shows a little bit better. But GL this morning, we are up 10%, 1.3 million shares traded, and the float on this 90 million shares float. Globe Life. I've never heard of this. It looks like it had a big red day yesterday too. Nice drop.
I've never seen this on our list. It's got a decent float. It's a U.S.-based company, so and it looks like there's basically a hit piece out by Fuzzy Panda Research. I love the name of all of these companies that decide to. Usually, they're like short sellers, and they like to target companies with all their hit pieces. Anyways, they accused the company of wide-ranging insurance fraud. So you can see dropped 50% yesterday, right? Happily trundling along at about $110, $105, dropped down to a low of 40 yesterday, closing just around 50. So this move up is really just a little bounce. This wasn't on my radar at all yesterday, but I'm not surprised. Even yesterday with, what was yesterday's total volume? I don't have my daily chart up here, but what was it, Carlos? We're looking at... despite all this, it might have got there, like 36 million shares after having a daily average of just about 1 million shares. So, I don't know. I mean, I don't like these hit piece, trades. They're tough to trade because you don't know what's going to happen, right? Is there going to be another, hit piece? Is the company going to come out and deny it all? I mean, it could provide good trading if you're willing to accept the risk. No, you have to trade this like a low float, right? So whatever you do, trade it like a low float. It isn't. I mean, it's got a good 100 million or 93 million shares in the float, but you've got to treat it like a low float on the way it's likely to move, especially after that 50%, $50 move yesterday. So that's the news on GL. If you're interested, by all means, I think Carlos maybe it can go in the risky pile. But yeah, it's really, I would say user beware.
Yeah. We'll throw that here on our risky piles over there, GL at the moment. Again, tons of volume. Pre-market, okay, but like you mentioned, not one we want to really look at. One that just pulled up here, up 11% above GL on our gap up list, LFWD. So LFWD this morning, it is up 9.4 at the moment, 324,000. Man, I'm going to give it a garbage truck right away. I don't even know what it is, but we're going to garbage truck this thing. This is brutal. This is just ugly. Peter, what's going on with this one?
This is a company, a medical devices company out of Israel called Rewalk Robotics. And I thought they had a different ticker symbol, so maybe they've changed it at some point. But anyways, because I remember looking at Rewalk Robotics, but the ticker LFWD doesn't seem familiar to me. But anyways, they actually have this robotic exoskeleton that can be used for people with like cerebral palsy or other medical issues where you can't walk, right? I mean, it's literally a walking support aid. It makes me think of some of the sci-fi movies anyways, where they use them in war zones, right? They usually use it to
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
mechanize themselves. What was that movie with Tom Cruise that had it? I love the movie, but
I know
Avatar,
what you're talking
maybe
about. Can't remember the
Edge
name
of
of it.
Tomorrow. That's
Yeah,
where I
yeah.
was thinking of, Edge of Tomorrow. Anyways, but this is real. Like this is real. You can get it. And Medicare has revised their fee schedule to make it more affordable. So, anyways, good news for them with being added on, or I don't think it's added. I think it was already there, but they've improved the fee schedule for it such that you can get it under Medicare if you qualify. So that's the good news for LFWT. Relatively low volume. I think this news just hit in the last few minutes, which is why we're seeing it sort of pop up. Market may not be sure what to do with it. Might be worth keeping a look at or keeping an eye on because this could get traction, being that this news, as I said, just hit a couple of minutes ago. Interesting. I don't know what these things cost, but the fee schedule is about 109,000. So, anyways, from 81 to $109,000 for these things, depending on the state that you're in. So, I got to imagine they cost more than that. But in any event, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool
Raf's already.
company.
You're
Yeah.
going to sign up for that, Raf? Yeah. Well, I saw you going down some stairs. You might. I think you're okay for now, but take care of that knee, buddy.
Yeah. Cool company, but man, horrible trading. So we'll leave that alone. Control A, we forgot to clear our list. Control A, Control X, clean that up, and all we want to do is add GL down here. So here we go. Delete this.
Your list doesn't want to go away.
No, it doesn't. It does that sometimes. That's just so funky, man. But I love it. It gets the job done. We'll put GL down here. That's all we have at the moment. Next on the list is going to be CPNG. Seen this one before. We are up 7.6 at the moment. 1 million shares traded right now. So tons of volume. But it trades horrible, Peter. What's your thoughts on it?
Coupang? I don't know what this is. It's a U.S. retail company. Never heard of it. I have no idea what is going on with it, to be honest. The company, it's going to raise its monthly membership fee by 58%. So if you're a Coupang member, your membership fee apparently is going up by 58%. No idea what the membership fee is now. Don't care. Don't like it.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. Again, not sure to think on this one. The flow. What's the flow, by the way? Flow is low flow
Coupang.
too. 6.6
Yeah.
has shown.
No. I see a billion shares out there. So.
Oh, sorry, I'm reading it. LF. Hey, it keeps moving around here. Okay, it's back down now. Okay, so yeah, I don't like it. We'll move over. We'll move over to the next one. HMY today. This Harmony Gold Mining. You mentioned about this one earlier today. Peter, 200,000 shares traded, up 5.3. I usually don't keep this on my list. What's your thoughts?
No, well, look, we've got some miners that I see SBSW down there, AG, right? So the next few on the list are all miners. They're all up here, really just because the commodity prices. Newmont, I see NEM. So the bottom half of our list is all, gold miners. Look, price of gold continues to remain strong, and that's lifting the share price. Doesn't mean that they're tradable, right? So commodities doing well. If you have them in your long-term portfolio, you could be happy about that, but it doesn't give us intraday trading opportunities.
Yeah. All right, we'll move on to the next one here, guys. Man, nothing good so far. This list not looking great. AG's next on here. We've seen this plenty of times. This is a silver again, not one that trades well, Peter. Anything we should look out for, or just skip it?
No, I mean same deal, right? Silver, gold, precious metals have been doing well. we were talking about this other day about what's a precious metal and what's considered like a utility metal, like lithium, for example. There's no like lithium. Anyways, lithium's bundled under. I can't remember what it was. It was like we found it, but it wasn't under precious metals. It was like with copper and iron ore, and anyways, whatever. But yeah, so precious metals have been going up, so that's why we see it. I
Yeah.
don't know. See, lucky gold isn't at the bottom of our list now. Yeah, we could
Yeah.
skip over probably the whole bottom of the list. If you like them, go
Yeah.
for it. But I don't. Aaron's joking, said picked up some enriched uranium over at Costco. I was watching a video yesterday, probably because I was talking about gold, and you know how your phone listens to you. You could buy like little gold bars at Costco for like, it was like $2,400. I don't know
Yeah,
how that
heard that.
reflects the price of gold, but like I guess if you want to buy a little tiny gold bar, you can do that. But I don't know. Seems like a waste of money.
Might go pick some up after the show. Let's see.
Would you? All right. Well, you build your own little Fort Knox in the
Yeah, yeah.
basement.
Oh
Excellent.
my goodness. Next one on here, guys. Let's go to the gap down list now. We got a bunch on there and some really good names that we're probably going to get to and see some awesome volume on. Let's start with CADL this morning. They are down 6.5%, 380,000 shares traded. Pre-market does look pretty bad right now. Um, I'm not a fan of it at all. So might end up skipping it. Skipping it probably won't be on my list. Any news, Peter?
I don't quite know what it means, to be honest. The FDA granted orphan drug designation for their pancreatic cancer treatment drug, if I can spit it out. I'm not sure what orphan drug designation means, but it doesn't sound good. I don't know.
Yeah.
It is now granted both orphan drug and fast track designation. Uh, the company is saying it's a good thing, but I don't know. Somehow being an orphan never sounds like a good thing. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't.
I don't like it. Let's move down to another one on here that maybe can trade a little bit better. It is XBEV. No luck still, man. They keep gapping down or up, but their volume is just brutal. They are down 4.8 this morning, 254,000 shares traded. I don't see anything great on this thing.
No, sorry. I was researching orphan drug designation.
Oh,
Apparently it's a good thing. Means that they have exclusivity for it for up to 7 years, and gives them some additional financial incentives on the clinical development of it. So, orphan
mm,
drug is designated for drugs that affect fewer than 200,000 people in the U.S. So, there you go. All right. So apparently that's a good thing. XPEV, yes, not good. Let's move on to our EV sector. Really, frankly, there's been very, very little news out of the EVs for the last while. Remember when we had like all sorts of news about mergers and investments, and I got the impression that the European auto manufacturers were sort of just giving up because the Chinese companies would just copy their cars. So instead, they're just like, look, why don't I just partner with you and officially license you to build my car since you're going to do it anyways? Is sort of what I thought. XPEV, for instance, had a partnership with Volkswagen, and well, it still does. They did announce, by the way, that on that partnership, they're investing 2.5 billion euros
mm,
in XPeng's EV development factory. So that's news that they're jumping in with a little bit more money than they previously announced. But XPEV is going down. That again should be a good news thing. I don't know why it's gapping down, but the trading on these is very disappointing, frankly.
yeah.
XPEV,
Yeah.
Neo, right, Lucid, all of these have traded very poorly. The only one that gives us any fun is Tesla. The gift that keeps on giving, man. It just keeps
Sure
on trading.
does. Yeah. Wow, this will be the first one I'm going to add on my list. I'm going to put Tesla on here, so we'll add that on there. Under a million shares traded so far, so not as active.
Yeah.
So I'll put that on there.
Tunde is saying in the chat room, EVs are dead. Long live fossil fuels. Aren't fossil fuels by definition dead? Come on, dad joke. It's all dead things.
There you
Anyways,
go.
all right, never mind. Okay.
Uh, Friends, if you haven't done so over on YouTube, hit us with that thumbs up. Really appreciate it. Remember, if you are in the BBT community channel, we're moving over to our main channel, Bearable Trader. So the pre-market show next week will not be streamed on that BBT community channel. So if you're over there, I invite you to move on down to the Bearable Trader stream. That is being put on right now. So it's live. You can go there at the moment. And we really appreciate you guys for that. So thank you. All right. So Tesla, yeah, I'm going to add Tesla to the list. And then next is going to be the banks, right? We got the major one here, JP Morgan. Wow.
Yeah,
Earnings
so
this
this is the
morning. Yeah.
first and only one to make excuse me, my goodness, to make our list so far this morning. I'm getting all choked up about it. Um, So interesting here. So, tell me what you think, guys. So, three banks reported this morning, three major banks: J.P. Morgan, Wells Fargo, which is WFC if you're looking for them, and Citigroup, which is C. Um, so, Wells Fargo and J.P. Morgan are both gapping down. Citigroup is gapping up. They all beat their numbers, all had great quarters. The difference would be J.P. Morgan and Wells Fargo both had issue with their interest rates. Their interest rates were down, like JP Morgan's was down by 4%, but still beat target, but down 4% period over period. Wells Fargo was down actually below forecast, which is why people are disappointed. Citigroup, I didn't see any mention of it, so I think they're okay. What's interesting is that Citigroup also chose not to say anything, sort of no commentary on their financials or the future, whereas both CEOs of JP Morgan and Wells Fargo decided to, they made statements about how tough the market is and the difficulties coming forward. And I'm going to read you a statement by CEO Jamie Dimon. Dimon? Anyways, Dimon, I'll call him Dimon. Anyways,
Yeah.
of
Diamonds, right?
JP Morgan. Because I'm telling you, so if you didn't know who this was from, tell me who this sounds like. All right, and I quote: major economic indicators continue to be favorable. However, looking ahead,
Oh,
we
God.
remain alert to a number of significant uncertain forces, terrible wars and violence, and geopolitical tensions. Second, there seem to be a large number of persistent inflationary pressures, which may likely continue. And finally, we have never truly experienced the full effect of quantitative tightening on this scale.
It's only one man that talks like that.
Yeah, I feel like is he gunning for Powell's job? Is that what he's looking for? I'm not sure. Yeah, I mean that's not exactly the language a bank CEO normally use. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, they are a sort of a global bank,
Yeah.
obviously primarily based in the U.S. But it's just I got to feel someone's making a move. Sounds like it, anyways.
Yeah.
That's me. I'm spreading rumors, but if it happens, you heard it here first. Verbal
There you
Traders,
go.
where we break the hot news or make the fake news. So, anyways,
Um,
so that statement didn't help though the company, and I think that's why J.P. Morgan is gapping down because certainly the most impactful statements came from Jamie Dimon, the CEO of J.P. Morgan. So, anyways, if you like the banks, these three are moving. They're probably going to have some good volume and some good intraday movement. I've always found them hard to trade, though. There's very rare circumstance where you can trade these effectively. Whether today will be that day, only time will tell. I really have no idea at this point. So
yeah.
there's the banks.
So there you have it, guys. JP Morgan will be on here from on my list today. And then we have Intel. Let's see what's going on there. INTC has been very active, lots of volume, but this morning down 2.4. They tried to recover yesterday, were not able to. 917,000 shares traded.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, all of the semiconductors yesterday ended at the high of the day. It doesn't mean they were necessarily green, but they ended at the high of the day, so it looked like they were going strong. But everything's down this morning. It just happens to be that Intel and AMD are the only two that are down more than 2%. But Nvidia's down as well. Taiwan Semiconductor (TSM) is down. Texas Instruments, anyways, they're all down. So yeah, it's we had some good price action, some good movement yesterday on the semis, but they probably weren't the best mover. If you really wanted something that was just busting a move yesterday, how about Apple? What the heck happened with Apple? Like really, no news, but man, it was just one of those days where Apple was just going up and determined to do so.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, yeah, I mean, look at that. It just sort of out of the gate, it's a little slow to get moving, but once it did around noon, it just took off. So I think we have to keep an eye on Apple today. They did have an AI chip. They did talk about AI, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm just jaded by it. Everybody's talking chips. Like, Apple's going to be doing a big AI push. Everybody's doing AI. So I don't know. So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah. Apple looks good. I'm gonna have that on the list here this morning. And the next one, Nvidia too, man. Nvidia had an awesome day yesterday, here as well. So tons of volume for that one. I do like Nvidia, and I will
yeah,
add,
and
yeah,
oh, a great day, and up over $900. We were watching that into the close, so significant milestone there as it peaked over $900. And well, this morning it's just under that, and actually it just went under it in the last few minutes. So
yeah,
we'll see. We'll see if today can get back over that 900. I mean, it has been as high as 970. Yeah, 970, I think. So I mean, we'd like to see it there and then move higher. Everybody's waiting for the 1,000. I mean, I think it's going to go crazy when it hits 1,000, but that's not likely to be today. It's
yeah,
possible, but quite unlikely.
yep.
Uh,
All right. Moving on down here, guys. So we looked at that. The next one is Baba. Let's take a look at Baba, and then we'll see what else you guys like this morning. So Baba today we are down 2.3, 271,000 shares traded. This day has been making a little more noise lately, right? It's one of my favorite stocks to watch. So it's been gapping up and down recently. Still the intraday action not as great. I'm gonna add in a secondary just in case we get some kind of movement out of it. But for the most part, it's doing stuff. But let's see if we can get better volume out of it. Peter, any news on it that is worth noting?
Well, it's still the excitement when Baba and Jack Ma. Everybody seems to, I guess a little bit of an ego boost for Jack Ma as he's come out of hiding again and made some positive statements about Alibaba and tried to support the organization. People are excited that they're saying he's back. I don't know that he's back. He just sort of made a statement of support and said that he sees good things, but I mean, as far as I know, he's still stepped out of the day-to-day operations and is not very active with the organization. But we'll see what happens here. I mean, Baba is still a big player, even though it hasn't been trading all that well for us. We shouldn't ignore it. It may get moving and may provide some opportunity today. Gapping down here a little bit, but is it gapping down? Yeah, I think it was. It's red like everything else. Pretty much
Yeah,
everything on my list is red, with the exception of the gold stocks and Netflix for whatever reason. But
yeah. All right, cool, man. That is the gap up list. Tesla, JP Morgan, Intel, Apple, Nvidia, and then we got an AMD, Baba, and a GL is a risky stock if you like that one. That is in play today, up 13%. This massive drop yesterday. We'll see if anything comes out of it today. But again, just be careful on how much this can move. It's not a low flow, I believe, right? We said 90 million, but it's moving very aggressive,
yeah.
$5 on a candle very easily. Peter, what else you like this morning on your end?
Well, I do like just picturing all the executives wandering around the offices of GL today. What's the name of this company? Globe Life. Globe Life. I could see some executives sitting in their cushy offices at Globe Life and going, "Fuzzy Panda, damn you, Fuzzy Panda," who wrote the hit piece. So that entertains me. But other than what we've talked about, nothing else. Semiconductors and banks, I think, are the two most interesting sectors to watch. And then, of course, just as an individual stocks, Tesla and Apple. So really, that's what I'm going to take a look at.
All right, perfect. All right, let's take it to the chat, guys. See what you guys like this morning. Starting here in our main chat room, Netflix got an upgrade. Let's see what's going on with Netflix. So upgrade for Netflix. Day looks interesting. Possible breakout. Not sure how well that's going to trade. We'll put it on a secondary. Netflix could be funky depending how much volume they're going to get or not. So on a secondary for now, if it breaks out, it could be a nice trade on here. So
Oh wow.
yeah,
Meghan Markle and Prince Harry are producing 2 Netflix shows. So there you go. There's
nice.
your big news.
Yeah. Nice. Apple being mentioned here in chat. Yeah, we got both of those on there. Well, we got from both of you guys. We got that one on here this morning, so that's good. Looking very exciting at the moment. As we mentioned earlier, great day yesterday. I do see on here AMD. Let's see AMD. Yeah, I got in a secondary as well. their pre-market action looking really nice. And look at AMD's look at their daily. It continued to stay right in this range. Again, testing the 170, almost tested it yesterday as it had that nice rally, and then slammed back down. And then here testing this 166 again, 160, 165-ish area. So very strong range on AMD there, looking to drop a little bit lower as we're seeing here. All right, so that one is good as well. How about over on YouTube, guys? If you're on the BBT community channel, I cannot see your comments. I can only see the ones that are on the main channel now.
Oh,
Just can look at 3 different chats. So head on over there as we continue to transition to our main Bear Bulls Traders channel. So we'd love to see you here. All right, yeah.
I'll
If what?
I'll,
Yeah,
I'll help out our friends in the BBT community. But as we said, we encourage you to get back over to the main channel,
yeah.
so that because that this one will be going away. But anyways, we won't forget about you in the short term. They're
All right.
talking about stuff we already talked about, though. Apple, Netflix, GL, we've already covered, so we're good.
Okay. Excellent. Um, all right. We're set. Let's head over to announcement and see what's happening for the next 2 weeks in our community here. So let's just bring this right over here. We'll expand this, make sure we get the latest and greatest for you guys, and see what's happening starting Monday.
Right. So Monday next week we have a full slate of activity. We're all back and hopefully rested. We'll have a whole weekend to rest rather than a weekend of action after our Vancouver summit, which was fantastic. I want to give a shout out to all of the members that made it and some of the new joiners, right, that didn't know much about the community but went in person to see us in Vancouver. If you're here and listening, hello and welcome. It was a lot of fun. It was fantastic, exhausting for all of us as it always is, but well worth it. So we can't wait for the next one already, but it'll be a year away and a year in the making. So we'll let you know once we know when that's happening. I'm sure Mike doesn't even want to think about that for now. But anyways, next week. So let's look at next week. We're back to regular schedule. Monday we have our onboarding class. Carlos leads that, and it's a great way to get oriented with the community. If you want to just troubleshoot simple things, if you're just getting started, also a great place to go to get your questions answered. So it's a great interactive Q&A as well as a material that'll help you get started on your trading journey. Join Carlos for our onboarding class on Mondays. Tuesday, we're going to look at trade books and our strategy as we always do. And then Lenny is going to lead Mastering the Open, so essential price action techniques. He did a version of this at the forum in Vancouver that I was talking about. So now he's going to bring it to all of our members, an opportunity to understand how he trades and what he sees. His and Avi's presentations just on trading strategy, frankly, were the most impactful to me, probably because they were new. I didn't really understand how they traded. And they both have relatively straightforward strategies, which is awesome because they're easy to understand. But straightforward doesn't mean easy to implement, right? You have to know what you're doing and understand how to approach it. So he's going to help you with that and give you the details you need, I guess, to understand how it works. That'll be on Tuesday, April the 16th, coming up at 8 o'clock, usual time. And then next week, Paris will be with us talking about how you unlock chart patterns and the psychological insights that come with it. So that'll be on April 23rd. Wednesday, we move to our psychology series. Next Wednesday, Mike is going to be delivering his series on how to embrace the trading journey using a process-oriented mindset. That'll be next Wednesday at 8 o'clock. And then Randy Howell back with us on the April the 24th. And he's got some of the good titles here. Why can't I stick to my roles when I get in the trade? Excellent question, Randy. And he's going to expand on that and help us understand the psychology that sits behind that behavior. Thursday is mentorship. We had our Thursday mentorship sessions yesterday. We will do it again next Thursday with John, who starts off at 11 a.m. And then we have Jared and Megan, who focus on options at 2 p.m. And then Thor that closes out the day with his 8 p.m. session. Special shout out to Thor, who did double duty last night with his webinar, followed by the mentorship session. So for all of you that attended, hopefully you enjoyed that. And it was very informative and entertaining. A little edutainment from Thor there. So he'll be back next Thursday with his mentorship session as always. All right, so that's the lineup of activity for next week and the week after, frankly. Hopefully, you'll put those in your calendar and get ready for them as we start to get ready for the day. By the way, we use tradingterminal.com every day here to get access to our information. It's got live scanners, information, everything you need. All of our charts and Gapper's List is sponsored by tradingterminal.com. So check it out. It's a great tool, and we highly recommend it. If you want to join at Bear Bull Traders, we would love to have you. So Thor says he got some amazing sleep last night. I bet, Thor, because you were probably exhausted after those 2 hours. So well earned. All right. If you want to join us, as I was saying, we have a number of membership options. We'll start right with the basic. If you want to join for, well, frankly, just a week to kick the tires and see what it's like, our intro offer is the way to go. Use the code PreMarket24 to get a $24 discounted price. That's only $39 regularly, discounted to $24, just for you who are listening right now. PreMarket24 is the code. Just put that in when you get to the promo code section. The basic, early, monthly are always available. They're good monthly packages if you just want to try it for a month or two, see how well it goes for you, because we acknowledge that not every community is for every trader, and that happens. But, we love our community and our people. They're all great and well worth hanging out with, in my opinion. But you know what? Figure it out for yourself, and hopefully you'll agree. If you're then ready to join on a bigger commitment, the Elite Annual or the Elite Platinum are the way to go. The difference between the two is the Elite Platinum bundles our peak capital boot camp. Now, if you're thinking of doing the boot camp, using the Elite Platinum is the way to go. Don't just book the boot camp would be my advice, right? I'm giving this just to you guys who are listening here in the morning. It's almost the same price. It's like $4 different than just the boot camp alone, but you also get a full year of the Elite Annual with it. So what have you got to lose? You might as well do it. The boot camp is a fantastic way to accelerate your trading journey. It's a 3-month intensive journey. I wouldn't recommend it to anybody who's just starting, but as long as you sort of generally have a little bit of trading under your belt, you know where some of your psychological, hot buttons are, and you've got maybe a starting idea of what type of strategy you want to trade. That's when you'll get the most out of boot camp, because we can help hone those skills. Really, we focus on developing your trade book. Really, that's what this boot camp is all about. Because if you can develop the trade book and all of the tools and skills that go around that, you'll be well positioned to trade effectively over the long term, which we're trying to do and help you develop. So use the code PLATINUM in the promo code section. You can get that fantastic deal. All right. Mel Grech, you can use it for any available boot camp. So if you can get that price if you book now. I think it's only the next 2 that are available. We only have 2 more this year. One that starts in May and then one starts in September. But you should be able to book for either of those. If Mike's here and listening, you can make sure that I'm correct on that. But I'm pretty confident that's what you can do. If you want to book for September and not May, and you can't, send me an email. I'll take care of you. All right. So Peter at bearbulltraders.com. So there you go. And if you don't like what I'm saying, you can email Carlos at bearbulltraders.com. Just sending that back at you, Carlos, after you sent people to me yesterday for my political comments. So
it's only right. It's only right. We got to take turns. We got to take turns.
There you go. Anyways, just joking. Nobody emailed me, by the way, so I guess it was all okay. All right, so those are our membership options. If you have questions, though, don't be shy in asking. We have a support tab in the room. You can ask there, or you can certainly email any one of us, and we're happy to answer them. All right, so that's all the news that's happening within our community. Let's get back and set some levels with Carlos, and then we'll see what our moderators are watching this morning.
Excellent, guys. Let's get to it. So right now, I got a couple of things that I really liked this morning. Tesla starting to pick up some volume, just getting over 1 million here. Again, did trade well. Yes, they got some really good moves out of that. JP Morgan, big drop with earnings this morning as we start to kick up earnings season here. Into next week, we'll see more of those major banks reporting as well. Intel is okay. We'll see how they end up. Apple, I have on here. Great day yesterday, man. Just explosive. It will be even a secondary play today, but they're starting to get lots of volume over at 959,000 already for Apple. And Nvidia here, 950,000 as well. Another great day for Nvidia. 2 great days back to back. Tons of volume in the pre-market. We have 950,000 now, so that is also looking pretty good. So not a bad list. Let's start with Tesla here. High of the pre-market at the moment is sitting at 174.28. So we're going to go up there and slam one level right over here. And that's going to create our high of our pre-market there. Our low, our new low just created a minute ago, 172.01. So we'll slam one there. Once you do that, you're set, guys. You're surrounded by the highs and lows of the last two trading days. If you look at yesterday's action, look how beautiful this was. You could have played it short in the morning. Couple of reversals here, VWAP breakout, high of day breakout. I mean, you had everything on Tesla yesterday. So you name it was there. Engulfing crack at the market open. I mean, it's just wonderful, wonderful trading on Tesla. So we like it today again as volume is picking up at the moment. Let's take a look at JP Morgan. As we mentioned earlier, this is on earnings, the big drop all the way down to 186.80, right? That is the low of the pre-market today. And then towards the top, the high of the pre-market sitting at 197.90. Above that, on the daily level, big level here, it is going to be 198.85. Look at the area of resistance support that you have on there. So that is nice. And then above that, 199.80 will be the next one. If we can get back up there right now, we slam down to the closest level of support right on the daily. You can see here 186.82 is showing a great area of support on the daily charts right now. So that is nice. Before we get to our high of our pre-market, we got tons of levels in between here. We do have 190.18, and we also have, this is not so big, but worth noting, 192.33. And you can see in the pre-market how some of these levels are acting as support and resistance, right? So it's a big pre-market move for JP Morgan. Normally, as you guys know, these guys don't move like that, right? So already their range is the largest range on the pre-market high and low that we've seen in quite some time. So very exciting. Let's look at INTC now. So INTC dropping, making a new low here, low of the pre-market 36.58. So that would be an area where we want to slam a level, and then we're going to zoom back out, and we'll head over to October and November timeframe for the next level, which on the daily is going to be 35.82, and then right down here is going to be 34.79. Intel doesn't move that much. It'll be hard to get to those numbers, unless it runs all day. Look at the daily, how short these days are, right? Something like $1.50 move, if that at times. So again, that'll be a stretch, but that's what the daily's giving us for today. Towards the top, highs and lows for the last two trading days. You're all set there. Let's take a look at Apple right now. So Apple, again, big jump yesterday, and I love the pre-market this morning, 173.49. And between 173.49 and the highs and lows of the last two trading days down here around 169, a couple of great levels, 170.23. And we also have this one right on here. It's going to be 172.28. So those are really good levels on the daily here on Apple. Above the pre-market highs and the previous day close, which we marked yesterday, 176.59. And then I know this will be one, but before we get there, we do have an area right around 177.41. So I got a couple of days slamming into that as well. As you guys slam that thumbs up over on YouTube, we'll love to get to our goal. Our goal for this pre-market show is 160 likes. So if you can help us get there, that would be amazing. I'm going to check where we're sitting at now. Sitting at 76. We'll love a couple of more as we get to our goal for the day. Really appreciate it, guys. And then let's go over to NVIDIA. So NVIDIA right now also looking really good this morning. Tons of activity. Pre-market low 190.95. No, 895 is the pre-market low on NVIDIA. And then towards the top, 908.63. So big couple of 2 days here back to back on NVIDIA. Once you mark those two towards the bottom, you're pretty set. Highs and lows down there, marking some good areas of support on the daily. There is a midpoint here that is not noted by the highs and lows that I think is worth noting here. 884.86 is an area where there's been plenty of touches on there. So you want to slam a level there. And then above the pre-market high, we do have an area at a 924. And if we can really get going today, you start seeing 941 and then these amazing numbers, 974, 962. But we got to get through a few of these first before we can start seeing a run to that $1,000 mark that I thought we were getting, man. I really thought here, not the first time around, but I thought here it was really going to happen. If you guys were watching this day and just fell short of it. So we'll see when that can take place. But volume is great right now, guys. Almost a million shares traded on Nvidia. That is moving really nice. And again, just a monstrous day yesterday too. All right, excellent. Peter, anything else you have on your end that we might have missed?
Yeah, a couple that I forgot to mention. Just another earnings on the banking side. BlackRock, BLK reported not a lot of volume. They also beat their numbers, as all the banks tend to do. And JD had some interesting news. They're gapping down with concern over their news on the market. Not a lot of volume on JD so far, but they announced that they are providing incentives to the tune of about $1 billion, which is about. Did I write it down? I didn't write it down. I can't remember what that was. Like $138 million or something.
Yeah.
Anyways, to content providers, they're trying to encourage content on their platforms, especially influencers and product advertising. So, frankly, you can not only become they're offering incentives for you to actually advertise products, become an influencer, provide more videos and more content. So it's a little bit unusual. I'm not sure what precedent that sets to provide all these incentives to content providers. Usually basically the money they get paid from advertisers is the incentive rather than directly getting paid by the platform. But I guess when you're trying to grow and make sure that you capture a market, that's something that you can do. So there you go. So $1 billion incentive out there for all content providers. So if you want to provide content, maybe you should check out JD.com and you can get paid for it. So that's another one that I'm going to keep an eye on this morning. Other than that, I was just looking at, we have one IPO today. I know you normally get to those when you look at what people are doing, but this IPO is interesting for me. I don't know what to expect out of it. ULS is the ticker symbol and I'll let everybody know in the room when it opens. This is either going to be a big thing or a dud. It's a fairly big offering at about 950 million, so almost $1 billion offering, and it's a company UL Solutions that I've never heard of, but they're based in Illinois, but soon to be registered in Delaware. And they've been around since 1894. I have no idea who these guys are. They have 80,000 customers, and they provide TIC solutions, which the best I can tell is trusted internet connection solutions. Obviously, they haven't been doing that.
1894 or 1994?
No, 1894 is what they say.
Wow.
They were as a nonprofit underwriters electrical bureau. So, anyways, now they became UL. Then they became UL Researches Institute, UL Standards and Engagement, and UL Solutions. Anyways, it's an odd company. It's like an old company that does internet compliance. I don't know. It feels like one of those shadow companies that works in the background, and that will eventually they're going to build something that will end up destroying the planet. So
here we go, friends.
I don't know. Anyway,
very
we'll see what happens with the IPO.
All right, let's start with our watch list from our moderators this morning. We have Thor. Thor's going to be looking at Apple, AMD futures. Trading Mom is going to be looking at Trading Mom Susan. That is going to be looking at Apple, AMD, and MU. Jared, today Intel for a gap down rebound in Apple as well, and also GL place listed there for those two tickers. Peter, you'll be looking at AMD, Apple, Tesla. Secondary list, JP Morgan, Citigroup, and JD. And as you mentioned, ULS on the IPO list this morning. Mike will be looking at Intel and AMD to get started today. And here's Andrew's list: AMD, NVIDIA, Tesla, and the TQQQ. And for Brian, AMD, Apple, and NVIDIA. So there you have it, friends. That is our moderators list as we wrap it up for today. Brian and Andrew up next, trading live. Friends, take care.
Everybody's getting back into the swing with Andrew and Brian back. So enjoy, trade smart, and we'll talk to you on Monday.
Have a great weekend, guys. Take care.